Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine, or LVIM, is a voluntary-run health care center that provides free, high-quality medical care to the working uninsured of Polk County. Now, coming up on Polk Place, we will hear all about their unique fundraiser that you don't want to miss. Make sure you stick around. Hello and welcome to Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining me in the studio is Mama Swan 2022-23. Her name is Erin Avella. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And also Sonia Glisson. She is the Director of Development for Swan Derby. Hi guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you? What about you?
Yeah, we having fun yet?
Of course.
Yeah, I noticed I didn't get a nice hat. I'm
got
crushed.
one waiting for you. Got one. I'm going to make a special one for you.
All right, next year when you come back, I promise.
Oh gosh.
You make me a cool one?
All right.
I'm in.
All right, you got it.
Now, for those that might not know, talk to me a little bit about Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine. What exactly is it, and how did it come about?
Right. So Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine is a volunteer-run medical clinic that provides free medical care to the working uninsured of Polk County. So those residents that may be working, that don't have access to medical insurance, or self-employed that can't afford medical insurance, we provide medical care for that gap here in Polk County. We just celebrated our 21st birthday on February 14th. Several years ago, some doctors from Watson Clinic met up with some physicians that started the original Volunteers in Medicine in Hilton Head, decided that it would be great for our community, brought the idea back here, got some investors, got us a building, and on February 14th we opened our doors, and we've been serving ever since.
Talk about the importance of having a resource like this to the residents, to people that need it the most, with benefits disappearing job-wise. Tell me, I mean, state the obvious, why is it important to have this?
It is. It fills a huge gap here in Polk County. We have about 70,000 people in Polk County between the ages of 16 and 64 that do not have medical insurance. Again, whether they just can't afford it, their employer doesn't offer it, they're self-employed. That also includes full-time students. We're a heavy college town, so if full-time students can qualify as well. So if they're working, do not have health insurance, those are the people that we service and that we fill that gap. So 70,000 people, and we serve about 3,000 of them. So there's still a lot of room for those people to come in and get that medical care.
One of the things that you guys survive on is fundraising. Obviously, with volunteers comes fundraising, yes. And you guys have got the coolest event ever.
We do.
Yeah.
We like to look at it that way.
Yeah.
We have definitely the most unique event.
Yeah, I mean the hats, the pageantry, Swan Derby. How did it start? Tell me all about it.
So again, we are celebrating our 15th year of Swan Derby this year. Started originally just as a community awareness event to bring awareness to Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine and what we do. It is completely themed after the Kentucky Derby. Everything is themed Kentucky Derby, the verbiage, everything that we use. So just something fun. We acquired some Swan boats. They're Swan boats, paddle boats, and decided that we were just going to start having some races with them. So we get jockeys. We have 3 different races throughout the evening. It's a great event, live entertainment, food, dancing, fireworks. It's just a great event.
Now, Erin, prior to being named Mama Swan, talk to me about your involvement with Swan Derby prior to getting in the Swan last year. Tell me a little bit how you got involved with it.
So I learned about Swan Derby and Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine because I have a few friends that actually participated in the event in years past. So with me, I saw what they did for the community and I wanted to get involved any way that I can. So I worked with my company, Publix, and I was a leader of Polk last year, so in 2021, and my partner and I fundraised, and then we also raced in the Derby.
So talk to me a little bit about fundraising and then tell me about the race, man. I want to hear about that.
Sure. So fundraising, it's unique. Everyone can do it their own way. There are 10 Leader of Polk teams. So a team consists of a male and a female. And you basically go throughout the community and you talk about Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine to different partners in the community, and you just get everyone you know involved and ask them gracefully, ungracefully, however which way, to donate to your team. And the goal obviously is to be #1 fundraiser. My team was #3 fundraiser, which is great, but in the race we ended up #1.
Yeah.
So,
So talk to me about that race. Tell me a little bit about it from a jockey standpoint.
Sure. So from a jockey standpoint, it's so competitive. You're up against 9 other teams, and you're lined up, and they shoot a gun and say go, and you just try and pedal as fast as you can in a Swan boat that moves probably half a mile an hour.
And we were talking about this kind of prior to, and you're like, as all this is going on, I'm thinking we're working really hard.
Yes.
And then you look up and you look back, and what do you see?
Yeah. Well, as we were crossing the finish line, we didn't see much of anything. We were that far ahead. But it's a lot of effort for very little return in the race.
Well, how long is the race itself?
I think it varies. So last year we were at Lake Crago, so it was a little bit different than when it's at Lake Mirror, but it felt like a mile.
I promise it's not.
Yeah.
In dog years, it was a mile.
Yeah, I would say maybe it's a couple hundred yards.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Now, Son, you had said there were 3 races
Right.
then. What distinguishes the races?
Right. So we have 3 races. Our first is the Maiden Handicap, and that is a race of our local nonprofits. So our nonprofits get together, they choose their jockeys, and they race against each other. It's just a fun race, no fundraising involved in that. And then obviously the Leaders of Polk, which is the Derby Dash, and those are our 10 teams raising money. And then we have our Swan Derby, which is our sponsor race. So those are our sponsors who come in and own a swan boat for the day. They name them, they get to pick their numbers, they wear their silks. And so that is our Swan Derby, which is our sponsor race.
We got about 15 seconds left. Tell the folks where they can find out more information and when all this goes down.
Swan Derby is Friday, April 22nd from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Lake Mirror in beautiful downtown Lakeland. We will have swan boat races, derby hat contests, live music by Bully for You, and food. There's always food.
Always food.
And always food. And then in the evening, we'll have a fantastic fireworks show. So you can find us on the web at lvim.net or Swan Derby, or on Facebook at Swan Derby or at LVIM.
Sonia, Aaron, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for sharing the information.
Thank you.
And next year, I promise I'll wear the hat.
All right, you got it.
Thanks.
Join Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine for 2022 Swan Derby, Friday, April 22nd from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Swan Derby is an annual Derby-style event traditionally staged on beautiful Lake Mirror in downtown Lakeland. With the entertaining flair and the event of the competitive spirit of the race, the Derby always promises to be a memorable occasion for all. Swan Derby captures the thrill of the race and the purity of sports entertainment in a hometown setting. The true essence of the Derby is the reward of knowing the proceeds will support Lakeland Volunteers in Medicine. The Derby features 10 beautifully handcrafted swan paddle boats in a thrilling race to the finish. The community event will feature live music by Bully for You, a Derby hat contest, Swan Land activities for the kids, local food vendors, and fireworks to cap off the evening. Now, if you need more information, give them a call at 863-606-1552 or look them up on the web at lvim.net/swan-derby.